Hi, I'm Freitag from Children's Cancer Research Fund, and I'm here to talk about the best kept secrets to getting and using Facebook fundraising data. I oversee our third-party fundraisers or DIY, do-it-yourself fundraising at Children's Cancer Research Fund, and I've been with the organization for a little over 3 years. Children's Cancer Research Fund, we are really focused on safe and effective cancer treatments, and currently only 4% of federal funding goes to childhood cancer versus adult cancers. Our mission is really to focus on supporting the brightest scientists across the country and brightest scientists across the country who are making the greatest impact on for children fighting cancer. The 3 areas of focus that we have are emerging scientists, really young researchers that are struggling to find funding early in their careers, that have great ideas that go unexplored. We grant to really these next generations of leaders in cancer research. Our second area of focus is hard to treat diseases. These are really childhood cancers that are considered less worthy of study by the National Institute of Health and other large organizations because they're deemed too rare or difficult to treat, and we're really committed to closing that gap. And the last area of focus is survivorship. The battle of cancer is not over after treatment is done. We really fund research that aims to give survivors a chance to have a long, healthy life after treatment. As part of my work, I oversee our Facebook fundraising. We decided to be early adopters of Facebook fundraising about 3 years ago, and we have had quite a bit of experience in the space, but wanted to team up with Give Panel on a pilot, ensuring that we think each and every active fundraiser get as much data from those fundraisers as possible to ensure that we can steward and cultivate them on a long-term basis. As you know, Facebook, we don't receive really any data from Facebook currently in the system. And so we thought that would be a really interesting way to gather more donor data. And we wanted to increase average raise per fundraiser and just gain insight on performance, what works, what doesn't, what really lifts revenue and conversion rates. We had a 3-month period in the winter months, so from November to January, we raised over $120,000 with over 4,200 donations with an average gift of $72. We had a really large Giving Tuesday, which resulted in a lot of fundraising that day. And we had a couple really large fundraisers that raised a significant amount of money. So that's where you kind of see that spike in that November, early December timeframe. As a result, we were able to thank 1,500 fundraisers. We had that many active fundraisers in that time period. We were able to collect over 260 fundraisers donor data, and 198 of them were contactable. And over 17,000 fundraisers provide 17.3% of all of the fundraisers provided their contact data. And we started at 11%, and towards the end of the pilot got up to about 23. And then 74% opted into further communications from us. And as I said, we raised over $120,000 through our pilot, and then it cost us about $10.80 per contactable supporter. We tested a lot. We did a lot of A/B testing during this 3 months, really trying to understand what worked for us. What we did with some messaging was we asked people if we could send them a little gift or a little token to say thank you for choosing us as a beneficiary. We have little pins, like butterfly pins, that's like our logo. We have butterfly pins that we typically give to like our board members and at our in-person events. And so those were really little cost. It cost us less than $1 per pin. And so we were using those pins as those tokens. And so as people shared their address through the form, then we would send out a pin a few weeks later. So one of the messages is, thank you for choosing us as the beneficiary. I'd like to send you a little gift to say thank you. Please share your address here. And then the B testing was more of a keep in touch with no gift messaging. So as you can see, our gift messaging had an 17.5% response rate versus a 5% response rate with the keep in touch message. Our second A/B testing was really the timing of messaging. And what we learned from this A/B testing was that thanking fundraisers in the afternoon versus the morning really increased kind of that conversion and getting contact data by about 27%. So really significant with that adjustment. And some other learnings that we had, one of the learnings was that not having images reduced their response. So very similar to how we build ads and messages through our organizational Facebook page. Those types of messages with video and image content seem to be a lot more engaging for people, and similar to our Give panel messaging. Ones with no images had less of a response than with images. And then the shorter the message, the better. So short and concise really yielded better results. And there were times that we had a couple calls to action, but when there was only one call to action, it was definitely a lot stronger. And then, as I talked about, Giving Tuesday was a really large fundraising day. We raised over $10,000 in one day compared to the average of $1,200 or $1,300 that was raised on any other day in November. So really looking into the future, what we hope to do is really continue to test new message ideas, utilizing surveys and potentially different kind of gifts to be used. And then really focusing on improving that average gift raised by fundraiser. And then hopefully we can kind of continue to kind of raise that bar. Also looking at increasing our conversion percentage of how many of all of our fundraisers share their contact data, and then also driving new birthday fundraisers to our organization with Facebook ads. Thank you so much.